Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with another video for you guys today. Hopefully everyone is manifesting properly and safely. I'm out at the park having a little walk in this evening. I was gonna go out to the gym, but I figure I'll just go out for a nice little relaxing stroll. I already had dinner, so moving the bowels a little bit, get out and exercise, get the energy circulating real quick. I wanted to do some tarot today. I noticed my energy is kind of high after our workout, so didn't want to sweat tonight. I would just go out for a walk, get my thoughts together. But I did want to talk more with you guys about the 7 universal laws. I've already spoke to you guys about the law of mentalism. I've already spoken to you guys about the law of correspondence. I already spoke to you guys about the law of gender. So this evening I will be speaking to you guys about the law of polarity. So the law of polarity being another one of the 7 universal principles. Very important guidelines and restrictions, rules and laws that govern man, that govern our reality. Some of the things that we should focus on, more getting back to the basics and the more important things that help us move through this earthly plane. So when it comes to the law of polarity, it's similar to karma in a sort of way. It's passive. Karma, it's normally has to do with your Akashic records and the actions that you choose to take in life and things like that. But, a lot of these laws are passive. Like gravity is passive. You have the organs in your body. If one of them shuts down, they're passive, but one of them shuts down, then, you have a whole issue with your entire system. But, the law of polarity, as above, so below, as within, so without. You have right and the left. It's always that tug of war, the heart and the mind. You always want to think of it that way. It's all based on your level of perception. You can look at it, basketball, and it can look like, just that one item, a basketball. But you can also look at it on a deeper cellular level where it's multiple fragments of, just like the human body is made up of millions of microorganisms. So, you can take a look at, one item, or like I was saying, one ball or one person, or you can look deeper into the genetic makeup of that thing, that ball or that one person. You can see a million trillions of different aspects, tiny molecules that make up that one person. So is it to say that it is actually one person? Because again, we evolved from a microcellular organism that is now a walking body, walking amoebas, all teaming together. Your organs are teaming together to create your body. All your senses are working together to create a unique experience for you. But that's basically what it is. People always say, oh, I don't believe in karma, or I don't believe in polarity and all these different things that people talk about in the world. Just live your life. Why is it that, if everything is so righteous and there's all these different laws and karma, where's the karma? What happens? Where's God when, kids and innocent people around the world are getting killed and things like that? Well, God gave man free will. And it's up to us to not repeat these mistakes over and over and over and over again. It's going to come to a point where we have another great flood or another great fire, or whatever, any type of sickness or plague that's going to come through and reset things. Nature or God always has a way of having its will play out. You know, plants fight. There was a movie called The Happening where the plants released toxins into the air that made people commit suicide. One of M. Night Shyamalan's movies. He's a deep thinker. But, stuff like that is real. There's animals out in nature, they eat certain plants. And, if the plants feel like, their crop or they're being overrun, they secrete certain poisons and lipids to make their leaves taste bitter or taste poisonous, so that the animals leave that area. You see this a lot with elephants and things like that. But yeah, man, it's the law of polarity. You may have someone win the lottery one day, or just recently we just had this whole Derek Chavez, people call him Derek chauvinistic, but he, I don't know what that whole case was bogus. I don't know why it took them so long. They should have been so simple. But while people celebrating the verdict and all these things that he was found guilty of, a young teenage girl was dying within that whole same 48-hour period. So it's like there's always polarity. There's always a give and take. There's always a right and wrong there for a certain reason, for people to learn with. A lot of these things shouldn't be associated with good or evil. When you're born, no one gave you a Bible. You didn't need someone to sit you down and lecture you about how it's wrong to kill your family members, or how it's right or wrong to do certain things. So these certain things, they come with time. They come with experience. I always tell people, especially when I see people doing, acting, or speaking, or thinking a certain way at a certain age, I'm like, it comes with a certain age where you shouldn't even have to talk or speak about or act on certain things. But again, I guess that's just me getting older and coming into different conversations with experience and things like that. Not even realizing how old I'm getting. Another short storytelling on the law of polarity. So I speak more freely now about my whole liver transplant that I had 17 years ago, and how I was saved by, someone died. They lost their liver. It was actually a preteen. It was a 12-year-old young white kid. He had died in a car crash, and his family donated his liver to me. And it saved my life. I'm still alive today. They say sometimes you take on the traits of people as well. So, I always feel younger for whatever reason. He was 6 years younger than me. Not saying that I feel 6 years younger, but I always feel a different youthful spirit. I guess that comes with, these things when, we transplant things. There's a certain reason why our ancient ancestors, when they did their ritualistic practices, when they ate meat, and they sacrificed certain animals, like lions. They felt that they were gaining the strength of the lions, or the speed of a gazelle and things like that. They didn't just eat meat just to be eating meat. But the law of polarity, he had to die in order to save my life, and I'm very grateful. My parents helped me write a very long, it wasn't a 4-page letter, it was more like a 12-page letter. And, as above, so below, really as within, so without, his death saved me. So, sometimes when I see, even black folks say, oh my God, black folks get donor offer your ID. I'm like, there's certain experience that I can attest to. It's kind of like when white folks say, well, I have black friends too. It's like, you can never really tell where a person's coming from. Where's the tangibles? Well, I have a big L scar on my stomach, so there's my proof. But yeah, these things happen. It is a law of karma. It is a law of polarity. We try to persuade, or we try to alter our karma or alter our destiny. You know, a lot of things are happening right now due to COVID and all these other things, you know. I mean, people were already doing all sorts of scams, and now people are getting in trouble for, you know, obtaining these PPP loans and things like that, and now they're being investigated for them. So there's a law of polarity. You know, there's a tug of war. On one end, you know, you sign up for something and then you don't do what you're supposed to do with it. On the back end, you see what happens, the law of polarity, and people thought they were going to be able to get away with it. But, you know, something I didn't involve myself in, of course, you know, work smart for it and use it in a smart way and it'll multiply. But, you know, simple concepts, you know, the 7 universal laws. Of course, there's many more universal principles and universal laws and aspects of our world and our universe. But, you know, I like to make things simple. You know, shout out to Dr. Moonby and Ralph Smarts over at Infinite Waters. You know, they have some very inspirational content for people that are just starting out on their journey. You know, I've been watching them over the past few years, probably about 3 years or so, and they put out some very good information. Anytime I get online, you know, I like to see who's out putting out content and things like that. I ran across a very interesting tarot card reader. You know, I'm interested in tarot. That's part of my life path. So in knowing that, I ran across, you know, some interesting tarot card readers. There's an who do I watch on a regular that regularly pops up on my stream? You know, of course we have Lulu Lulu I love over at Oshun, House of Oshun. We got Nicholas Ashbaugh, of course. Of course, you love the Astro Queen. Who doesn't love the Astro Queen? You know, and there are, you know, there's a few others. You know, I enjoy, of course, Indigo Mystery. She's one as well. But, you know, running across some new things. I'm trying to expand my view and my consciousness of things. We have, I think her name's Chris Luxie or something like that. I don't know what her tarot channel is, but she is very funny, very high energy, very interesting character. So I'll be looking to see what she puts out. And you know, I'll do my little Cashapp donations every now and then. You know, you got to put something in the collection plate, you know. And you know, we just keep the ball rolling, moving forward. Man, I tried to Cashapp. Not Cashapp. I tried to super chat one of the bros over at what's the group channel called? One of those manosphere channels, and I guess I was commenting too much in the live stream. But then when I went to go super chat, they blocked the super chat. So you know, people have a way again. The polarity, as above, so below. There's karma. You know, not to say that, you know, they needed my little piece of change or 2 cents or whatever or what have you, but Spirit has a way of, you know, showing you things. Again, you know, you hear stories about certain YouTube content creators that are very talented, but they decide to use their talent for foolish reasons or under foolish pretenses and things like that. You know, I'm the type of person that doesn't like to call out names and things like that. But you know, people sort of make a living of poking their heads out only when, you know, certain things like celebrity deaths or celebrity mishaps happen and things like that. You know, of course we need those types of clowns out there, but you know, again, there's a time and there's a place for everything. You know, I'm glad I still got my change stayed in my wallet. And you know, keep the ball rolling. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video on the law of polarity. You got a couple short storytellings about my liver transplant, of course, and you know how karma instantly kicks in, or the law of polarity kicks in. You know, sometimes you think you may want to make a donation and then someone does something really silly. So yeah, we're gonna be moving through the rest of the laws. We have about 2 or 3 more very interesting laws we're going to be getting into. So the law of mentalism, you know, all about using your mind, perceiving your reality around you the way that you need to perceive it, you know, knocking down all types of visual and mental barriers, emotional triggers and things like that. You have the law of correspondence, which is in regards to communication, you know, a way of speaking things into existence. You know, when man created language, we were able to pass this knowledge around and sit around campfires and tell stories. A lot of this stuff isn't witchcraft. A lot of this stuff is knowledge. If someone tells you how to bake a cake, now you can go home and practice baking that cake. You know, we have the law of gender. You know, that's basically what makes us. Again, science and religion explains each other. Adam was split. Man tries to split the atom. Adam was split into 2, into man and woman. Like, people just have to stop being so closed-minded, stop being so apprehensive, stop speaking before they take the time to listen or take into the information, the information that's being put out. And then, of course, we have the law of polarity, which is sort of like your push and pull, your tug of war, your karmic triggers or what have you. A lot more passive, some of these laws are. And, you know, man isn't really equipped to break the karmic wheel in most cases. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'm out at the park. I'll be leaving out of here soon. I'm going to be closing out this video. They finally put basketball goals out here. They even got a sign that say play at your own risk, helps stop the spread. So they finally put the basketball goals back out here. And the kids are out here playing in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's what's up. But I'm out this bitch. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Hopefully you guys have a safe evening. Catch you on the flip.